Right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This is Robert Dawn on Arabic TV. In case you forgot, we have had an amazing morning so far. Of course, it's the 2nd of October. We're ticking the clock for you. Of course, just so you know that time is running out. And this is 9 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, we have the big conversations right here in the studio. My name is Martha Alu.
And of course, my name is Victor. Okay, welcome back.
Welcome back. Right, and today's conversation is about basically the beauty in Nigeria and how I feel that this beauty has not been utilized properly or has been explored properly. Now, I would give a statistics here that says that Nigeria boasts about 1,091 designated tourist sites and attracted about 1.2 million international visitors in 2023. And the states with the most tourist center is both Kwara State and Enugu State, which says it has each 17 out of the 325 identified states naturally. Now, seeing as we have this number of tourist center, I think about every state in Nigeria has something to be proud of, has a natural heritage. We're talking about places like Mount Patti in Lokoja. One of the places I think, by the way, is mostly not even talked about as much. But seeing the historical relevance that place has to Nigeria, one would think that it would be of a much more relevant in Nigeria than other parts. And Mount Patti Lokoja is where Louise Flora Shaw had stayed and where the name Nigeria was actually gotten from before she married Lugard, where she became Flora Lugard. But how many people know about these places? How many people talk about these places? Only very few of us get to know some of these areas. Thankfully, social media is making it a little better, where people will tell you, oh, go to this site, 10 places to visit in Nigeria. We're picking up. But tourism contributes only 5% to Nigeria's GDP, against other countries like Kenya that do 10 to 15%. Seeing all that we have, so it's more like most of what we have is underutilized. And so to explore tourism in Nigeria and to buttress this conversation, we have a tourism aficionado, and his name is Mr. Ayo Omotosho, Ambassador Ayo Omotosho. Good morning to you.
Good morning, very.
Good morning to you.
I'm fine. I'm delighted to be on Rapid Television.
Okay,
so that I can do it in a rapid way.
Glad to have you here. Now, let me ask, a tourist aficionado is probably someone who is very interested in tourism and travels and seeing places.
Certainly.
So how did that get you? How did you get to the point where you got interested in tourism?
Okay, I think as far back as almost 20 years now, I was just coming from Calabar, from my NYC. And from there, I have a conversation with my creator. Lord showed me the script of my life. And from there, I got baptized to do tourism.
Oh, wow.
You got baptized. Okay.
And Calabar happens to be one of those beautiful places.
Absolutely.
You can see quite a lot of good views.
One of the best, interesting places to
be in. Okay. Since you talked about Calabar, let me start with Calabar. I think sometime, maybe 5 to 6 years ago, I went to Tinapa Resort in Calabar, and that place happened to be like a shadow of itself because most of the shops have been locked down, boggled. It's just literally a shadow of itself in every term possible. And this is the same thing with many other tourist centers we have here in Nigeria. It would boom at some point, people will come from all over the world to see it, and all of a sudden there's some sort of dead silence when it comes to that aspect. What do you think is responsible for this?
Let me start by, first of all, thank Mr. President for just the new appointment made a few days ago by ensuring we put the right person in the right place, in the person of Mr. Olawakon. Olawakon is a seasoned person in the travel and tourism agriculture. So having that, as a DG of Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, now entity authority, you begin to understand that tourism is life. Tourism is about our daily activities. There's no one that doesn't want to explore within his locality. So, to answer your question very, very simply, Calabar, as you said, that you visited Tinapa years back, that is a vision of the former governor of Cross River. I'm talking about His Excellency Donald Duke.
Okay.
You see, when you have someone in the helms of affair whose body language is to promote travel, art, and culture, definitely you see the impact in every area of governance. Don't forget that tourism is, is part of governance. Is connected to every sector of governance. What do I mean by that? Ministry of Health, for instance, we have what we call medical tourism. So we can as well showcase our inbound medical tourism to attract, out of $7 billion we spend annually abroad on medical tourism. So we can reverse it to have our facilities, all our health cares, so that people will begin. Over 200 million people, Nigerians. You don't need to travel to India to go and look to do what we call health tourism. We don't need to. So we should have it in Nigeria, and we have, when you have the president, when you have the governors that are keen to this, definitely tourism will thrive. So the issue of Calabar, for instance, every successive government or governors, they must align with what their predecessors they have done. So that is a challenge there. And I'm sure, I think when, you see so many attractions from, social medias and stuff like that, that I think the government of the day in Cross River, I think they are trying to revive
Tinapa.
Yes, Tinapa.
Now, if you look at back then in Calabar, the Calabar Festival, which has been referred to as one of the global festivals we have.
Carnivals, yes.
We also have Kano River in River State.
Yes.
But for quite some time, Kano River in River State have not really been so pronounced as it is. Also, for quite some time, even the Calabar Festival have not really had so much momentum anymore.
It's been watered down.
Yeah, it has been watered down.
Yes.
So what can be done to ensure that both Calabar, River State, and other parts of the country can get to improve on some of these things?
It's simple. It's the body language of our executive governors. It's simple. For us at private sectors, I've been in the tourism space for over, close to 20 years. So, and the Federation of Tourism Association of Nigerians, which comprises about different associations, they are doing, every bit, to, ensuring that every tourism, destinations is being promoted through NANTO.
Yeah.
Okay, we have NANTA, we have different associations. Now, the Calabar issues that is being watered down is about the body language of the executive governor. And I want to believe that Calabar Carnival, every December, people, flock into Destination Calabar just to have a feel of the festive period. And don't forget that even the Carnival is being borrowed by in Rio Carnival. Okay, so it's a signature of Brazil, and Brazil is known for Brazil Carnival. Look at Notting Carnival. That is a signature of the United Kingdom. Okay, so there are so many things we can do. Every classification of tourism, in adventure tourism, in earth tourism, in sport tourism. Look at what the clips you just showed. In UK, football is their festival. And they are making a lot of money from it. And it's not as if we don't have football tourism template in Nigeria. Every local government will have stars. The others, several 74 local governments will have that. So what they can do, once the governors align, because they are the chief tour operator of their states. And that is why we set up a platform for the first time in history in Nigeria, because Nigeria just clocked 65, we're having a Destination Nigeria Governor Tourism Conference, whereby all the governors will align with their tourism potentials in different states. It's a recipe. Absolutely. It's a platform for them to see the potentials as regards to tourism. And that's what we're trying to do for the first time in 65 years. And it's happening here, in Abuja, at the banquet hall, Presidential Villa, whereby we are even expecting the Mr. President to come and declare it open.
Okay. When you compare Nigeria to other countries like Kenya, you know, South Africa is known for wine tourism and some other things in South Africa, basically, right? Africa that earns billions from tourism annually, what do you see as our biggest missed opportunities? I know that you have highlighted that continuity in governance, especially when it comes to the state government, where one state government is doing extremely well in trying to move the push for tourism, and when another one comes, his agenda might be something different, might be transport tourism or just something differently. And I know that you have highlighted that as one of the major problems. What other missed opportunities have we had?
Missed opportunities?
Yes, when it comes to tourism.
The missed opportunity is destination marketing.
Okay.
We need to do more of destination marketing. You know, now that we have a new person in the helms of affair of the NTDA, which is Mr. Olayiwola Awako, there's a need for him to start promoting destination Nigeria abroad, to start selling Nigeria, you know, as a destination. You know, there's difference between Nigeria and as a destination. Nigeria, if you want to, you know, Nigeria as a country, but if you have to say destination Nigeria, shows that there are offerings within, you know, tourism offerings that you can relate with. We need to have products. Like Dubai you mentioned, like South Africa you mentioned, or even Kenya. There's Magical Kenya going on now in Kenya. Okay, there is Dubai, Arabia Travel Market in Dubai. We also have Indaba in South Africa. We have Meetings Africa, where all the Africans countries, you know, converge. So Nigerian, you know, government must see opportunities that, okay, they must do destination marketing through various media, you know, platform like Rapid TV, you know, China's television, Arise Television, and all of them. Okay, even our home platform, Travelog, we have been doing all of that. So destination marketing, people should stop demarketing the country.
Okay. Now that you have mentioned demarketing the country, I was going to head there because this is one of the major challenges. If you look about tourism, right, one of the major things you'd hear people from outside Nigeria who are likely potential markets of the Nigerian, yes, right, is the fact that we have matters of insecurity, we have fraud. That's a narrative that is being pushed out there consistently. Nigeria is filled with criminals, Nigeria is insecure, and look at the data and the statistics we have every single time. It's not encouraging at all. Only this, from last month to this month, we have had maybe more than 40 casualties, especially when it comes to boat mishap in different parts of the world. These are some of the things that actually demarket Nigeria as a tourist center. How do you think that we can change this narrative and rewrite the story that is already been written about Nigeria?
Through the National Heritage Agency, in my view, to heritage Nigerians, particularly the youth. Let me tell you of a fact that every country has their own insecurity challenge.
Absolutely.
I read a book by Larry King, How You Can Speak Anytime, Anywhere, Anything. There's a place called Putmantana. I think it's a subset of the Americans that who wants to go there, that has the lowest crime. But mention 5 tourist attractions in the United States of America that is, you know, crime prone. Okay, it mentions, you know, in Las Vegas, you mention Chicago and the rest of them. But the way this, you know, manage their, you know, what it filtered into total public space, they manage it very well. In Dubai, everywhere, even in South Africa, you can be walking on the street of Joburg, and somebody can even say they want to kill you or they want to shoot at you. So it happens like that. It's the way we manage our media space in Nigeria that actually demarketing the destination Nigeria, so that people get scared. I've seen some white people, they will come to this country, they will visit some tourist site, they will be telling us, oh, Nigeria is a beautiful place, Nigeria is fascinating, Nigeria is, you know, the destination Nigeria beckons. They want to come, but the reverse is the story. You know, when you are abroad and you are reading killings, insecurity, everywhere around the world they have security challenges. So that is not mean that we should not promote our offerings, the natural flora.
But you have, much as we agree that most of these places have issues of insecurity that has been mentioned, we cannot also deny the fact that we as Nigerians have been victims of the insecurity and the circumstance we find ourselves in Nigeria, let alone strangers. There are certain parts of Nigeria as a state that I wouldn't go to because of the narrative that has been pushed out there about the state. I, as a Nigerian, do not feel comfortable going to some of these states.
The solution to that, the solution to that?
What is
the solution to that is to use tourism as an instrument to cure poverty.
How so?
Thank you very much. It's simple. If you align, you know, the tourism is one of the biggest employer of labor. Back to the north, if the government or the governors over there see tourism from the local level, tourism is local. If they can employ the youth, okay, have a tourism web net to create jobs for them. They will even create what we call tourism police. There won't be that can easily curb insecurity in the land. So it's simple as ABC, that if you make tourism as a priority, connect it to other sectors like agriculture, like environment, like transportation. Look at what the governor of Monday Okpebholo did. They just launched the transportation tourism, whereby to connect to every sector, you know, in his state. So you must align with tourism as an instrument to cure, you know, poverty. Because once people are poor, people can easily be, you know, they can only be convinced, go and do this at a so amount of money. They will do that for free. But if they find life enjoyable, if they find life pleasurable, if they find life engaging, if they are active in tourism, you know, component of classification of tourism, then they will, if somebody should approach you, oh, go and do this. No, I won't do that. I can now understand differently through engagement, you know, National Orientation Agency, NTDC, even Federal Ministry of Tourism, down to the governors. The body language of the governors is not just for them to come to Abuja and get the allocation and go back to their states and now engage in agriculture. The agriculture you are trying to do is indirectly you are promoting tourism.
Absolutely.
So if you make tourism as a means of livelihood for people, people can do tour and engage and get something. People can do fashion and get something for themselves. People can go into confectionery center and get something for themselves. People can do sports, create the local, you know, local league. People can engage in that and get paid on time. People can do a lot of stuff. Hotel will have jobs to do. People will get busy. So once you have it as an instrument, that is why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu said Renew Hope agenda. What I said in my piece, you know, when I wrote that make tourism as an instrument to renew the hope of Nigerians, because it's only tourism that you can improve. You can improve the livelihood of the people.
All right.
That is why people engage in different areas by traveling abroad. When you go to Dubai, you see the hallmark call of this world to see that tourism is life in Dubai. When they had issues with Nigerians, they said no, they placed a visa ban. That means they cherish it. Is their heritage. That's why they can do five stars, 7-star hotel around in Nigeria. I mean, in Dubai. People will come and explore Dubai. So you see Dubai and live long. Do you understand? So they look at the map. This is the Middle East. This is what we need to do. Let's forget about oil. Fine, oil is good, but tourism is sustainable. Oil is exhaustible. And oil only gives government money. Tourism gives everybody money.
All right.
That's it.
Let's talk about experiences. Because whenever we talk about tourism, we are concentrated more on the sites, you know, that people get to visit. Let's talk about experiences. When it comes to hospitality, experiences are the things that people look out for. Now, you mentioned some of the experiences in Dubai. Now, when people travel down to Dubai, and then that experience is what they carry along with. Now, in this part of the world, customer service experience is not something that we want to applaud so much. We've seen that happen in the aviation industry, which is, of course, the first point of call for anyone coming outside of the country into Nigeria. Now, what do we need to do that those that are coming to Nigeria to even see some of the sites that we have can as well leave the country with beautiful experiences starting from the service providers?
Yeah, let me put it this way. It's because Nigerians, they are not aware of the potentials they have. They don't have aware of the values they carry as regards to tourism. That is why if you ask people to queue now, okay, you see somebody from the back to jump the queue. So, and tourism is the joy of the mind. So once the government create a platform or connect tourism as part of governance, and to make life more, pleasurable economically, then people will begin to align with everything you are talking about. Training, like what you are talking about, the aviation, training should be part of the culture of tourism, aviation. You don't dare insult your passenger. You do not, because they are potential, clients, your customers. So if you have that in place, the person, the hostess, everybody, we align that this is what you shouldn't go beyond this. Look at, if that lady is supposed to be a white lady, she wouldn't have done that. So tourism is joy of the mind. So I was somewhere at the South Africa, promotions few days ago, where we said, come visit South Africa and find joy. Come find joy in South Africa. What does that mean? They are trying to tell you that come to South Africa and find joy. Joy is lifting. It's about the soul of the people. So once people are happy, people are engaged in daily activities, then people will behave normal. So anybody that doesn't want to behave well, you checkmate them through, training practices.
Okay.
All right.
Now that you have mentioned training practices, I've come to find out that one of the major challenges that we face here in Nigeria also, especially when it comes to tourism, infrastructure and all of that, is, how do they call it, maintenance culture. Just take a look at what our ministries look like. Look at what our government statal offices look like. They're an eyesore, something as little as a restroom. You go there and you can't even access it in such a public space, right? And this is the reason that most times it becomes difficult to set up these structures. Not just maintenance culture. Let's just look at what happened in Nepal. One conversation that I had countless times. In Nepal, Nikon had tried multiple times to set up a hotel in Nepal, which was also going to position it as a tourist attraction center, right, where it can bring in investors, it can bring in different people from different parts of the world, and as a matter of fact, elevate the kind of visitors that they receive in a country like that, right? In 2024, it was completed. 2025, just about a month ago, it was burnt down by protesters who got angry at their government and the nepotism that was happening within the government quarters. Burnt down the entire structure. People had lost jobs. Investors have lost money. This is the same thing we saw in Nigeria during the NSAS protests, right? These are things that have put Nigeria on a bad light, on a very, very wrong pedestal first. Secondly, has devalued the tourism market. If Nigeria can say we are constructing a coastal highway and completely demolishes structures that have been there for tourists that would have brought Nigeria enormous sums of money, was just completely kicked out of the road just because we wanted to build a coastal highway that has not even been completed till date. How do you think that there can be policies to protect these kind of structures or protect the tourism sector? Sites from things like this, because this is the major challenge. If I set up my structure and the government wakes up today and feels that this is a better place for a road and completely demolishes it, it takes me back to square one. How do you think that these tourist sites can be protected from things like this?
Yes, I think we are talking, futuristic now.
Absolutely.
That is what I said, my sister, that the body language of our government, the governor, the presidency, must align with tourism setting. Once there is a need for them to start, promoting tourism or engaging tourism activities with the Nigerian people, then such incident will not happen. For instance, the landmark center,
Peak.
Yes,
Landmark
you are talking
Peak.
about for the coastline. There's something wrong with the coastline activities. But I'm worried about the beach tourism activities because beach tourism flourishes in Florida, and they're making a lot of money in terms of revenue.
Absolutely.
So the beach coastline from Lagos to Calabar is huge. So, but in order to have a transportation setting or infrastructure, tourism infrastructure around the coastline, there's something wrong about that. I would have preferred we should have a train, around that place. Train, just I can do a fast train into that setting. But be that as it may, it shows you that the body language of the of the government, whether it is tourism or it is, they don't know. But there are some Nigerians too. Maybe here there is not supposed to even build structure. They will now get the CFO for it, but later they will encroach other area. But don't forget that every land belongs to the federal government, belongs to the state government. So they have the right at any material time that in future they may want to use this particular place, but they will compensate you. But be that is made, they need to align.
Regardless of the compensation does not take away what was taken away from the business.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But that is what I'm saying, that the body language of the executive's powers, okay, must align with the tourism activities. Once that is done, then there won't be any need for you to say, oh, I don't like this particular place, let's take him off, or let's take this thing off. There won't be.
You know, there's a concept known as the urban and regional planning.
Correct.
Right. And I don't think Nigeria harnesses that very concept so much. Wouldn't that be a very viable option to say, let's have this particular area to be a tourist center?
It is. It is.
So how then can the government actually leverage on all of this?
Rather than just waking up saying that you said the government has all land.
Look at what is happening in FCT, for instance. I love the way they structure it. Look at the gardens. It's being separated from the road. Okay, just by the road, but you know that you are going to partake particular gardens, right? So anybody cannot come out tomorrow to say, okay, we want to have a restaurant very close to the road.
Yeah.
If such happens, they are going to demolish it. So that is what I'm trying to explain to you here through the urban planning, you know, because tourism is about planning. There are some certain areas that this is recreational centers. This is tourism attractions area. This is where you're supposed to have your, you know, your facilities as regards to either hotels or as regards to theme park. Okay, but if that is aligned with the urban planning offices, then they should be able to say, okay, no, this is not supposed to go. But there are some people, they will just know because they know the governors or they know the president, oh, let's go and have this thing there. They will have it there. If another person comes tomorrow, they say, oh, I don't like this, and this is not supposed to be. Okay, let's go and demolish it.
That's because the structure itself is not followed. The plan is not being followed.
Yes, that is what we call tourism planning. It's not through the urban planning, it's not followed.
Apart from that, if the master plan of the city most times, just like you have mentioned, in Abuja, there are places that are meant to be wildlife parks, places like Dusi.
Yes.
Places like all those places, they are not meant for structures. But the government in itself has not done a good job in structuring out the plan for these areas. Because if you have not revealed the master plan to the people and they begin to purchase this land and they are building on structures that are green areas and are not meant to be built on, do you think that the blame goes to the people alone rather than the government? And that's why I'm asking, what can the government do much more than having a tourism mindset? Exactly. Don't you think that there need to be policies that support what...
I agree with you. There are supposed to be policy to align with the tourism infrastructures so that anybody tomorrow, you cannot just say you want to go and get this land for your use. No. That is very, very key, and that is very important. The government of the day must align, and law is law. You have to be strict with it so that tomorrow nobody will just say, okay, I want to come and have this. I think I'm interested. Since he has been there, lying fallow for years. Okay, let me go just it and build a structure around it so that to disengage in such activities, it's better we have an active tourism, you know, infrastructure master plan so that in every city, in every area, you know that, oh, I want to go and get this thing, I want to go and see it. Let's go and explore it. Look at Lagos, where we have Lagos Conservation Center.
Right.
That is being placed. Nobody can go there tomorrow that you want to go and build any structure there.
Nigeria itself has a very interesting diaspora community.
Certainly.
That has over 50 million people. And on a yearly basis, most of our people from the diaspora, they travel down to Nigeria. You know, how can Nigeria basically utilize this, not just for maybe holiday spending or the dirty December kind of concept, but they can actually leverage on the diaspora and travels and make it a long-term investment for tourism here in Nigeria?
Diaspora tourism, in my view, is huge because we have so many of them. But like Lagos State now, plug into Dirty December, apart from the holiday. If you are not in Lagos around Dirty December, then you are living in a square.
You're missing out, basically.
You are missing out. So, but every state now wants to align with Dirty December, not only Lagos now. You know, we're talking about Osun State, you're talking about Calabar and the rest of them, even Ogun State. But beyond the dirty December, it's a festive period. People like to come and visit their families, loved ones, and also to connect with what is happening in the city. Beyond that, anybody, of those people who can easily come, I want to do business. Nigeria is even good. It's fascinating. It's a place I can invest my money on. So that will now determine on his mindset. And it's like I told you, the diaspora tourism potential is huge. A lot of Nigerians want to come and invest in hotels. They want to come and invest in different opportunities because what is scaring them is about issue of this insecurity. And I just, highlighted what happened in other countries. Nigeria is not the only case, but I'm sure through the engagement of Nigerian police force and others, there's what we call soft security network, not in a hard way that you are seeing police around carry guns and stuff like. It should be soft. Once you connect everything to to cameras, CCTV, you can as well assess someone from if he's going from one particular location to another. Such soft security system, it needs to, because those who are coming to the country, those who are in the country, so you don't need to have guns. If you are in UK, you don't need to see police carry, guns. So that is what I'm telling you, that once we align with security, with tourism element of governance, then we begin to get experts to say this is how to go, this is how not to do it.
Okay.
All right. I think we're half of the hour already, and we'll just go on the breather, but please keep it locked in. We're having conversations around positioning Nigeria as a global tourism destination. See you right after the break.
Nigeria's economy, the global market, what does it all mean for you? From stock market insights to global financial news you need to know. From Wall Street to the main street and, of course, the marketplace.
Get the answers you need every week on Business Lens with me, Faith Dafa Joseph, as I bring into focus the stories, strategies, and shifts shaping our economy. No angle is missed as I talk about the business, the people, patterns, and possibilities behind them. Welcome to the Business Lens.
Rapid TV, rooted in truth, driven by impact.
From the soil beneath our feet to the tables across the world, agriculture is the heartbeat of Nigeria's future. Yet challenges persist: limited finance, outdated methods, policy gaps, and untapped opportunities. The Green Line is here to change that. A groundbreaking weekly television feature that connects policy with practice, farmers with markets, and innovation with impact. We dig deep into the full agricultural value chain, from land preparation to mechanization, financing, food preservation, exports, and beyond. The Green Line isn't just a show, it's a national development platform. Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. only on Rapid TV, Star Times Channel 176, and online at www.rbnradiotv.com.
Meet the men and women shaping the future of Nigeria. Get to know your representatives at the National Assembly. From lawmaking to constituency projects, we'll take you behind the scenes and inside the chambers of the Nigerian National Assembly. Learn about the bills they are championing, the challenges they are facing, and the impacts they are making in their constituencies. We'll also bring you closer to the people they are serving and the stories that shape their work. Join us on NAS Watch every Friday on Rapid Television at 7 p.m. So get informed, get engaged, and get to know the leaders shaping Nigeria's future.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're still right on the conversation about branding Nigeria or position Nigeria as a global tourism destination. And we have been having the pleasure of having Ambassador Ayo Omotosho sitting right here with us in the studio. Good morning again, and thank you so much. So far. It's been really enjoying the conversation. Now, if you were to brand Nigeria, okay, let's even forget about branding Nigeria, first of all. We know that different parts of the world engage in different types of tourism, just like you have clearly stated. And we know that the Arabs, they do luxury tourism, because most of the time, if you go to their pages, you'd see them display luxury items as part of the things that they have in their country. In Dubai, you see, I think it's the Burj Khalifa, is it called the Burj Khalifa? You see all of those places, luxury kind of tourism, because that's what the people of Dubai are mostly known for. Luxury, wealth, display of wealth, shopping, basically. The Dubai Mall, if you go, you see multiple people from different parts of the world shopping there. Now, Nigeria has tried different types of tourism, right? In your opinion, as someone who is widely traveled, right, what kind of tourism do you think is much more profitable to Nigerians, looking at our infrastructure and who we are as a people?
Yeah, cultural tourism, Expo, is our culture. It's about our languages, our dance, you know, our food. That is our uniqueness. No foreigners or tourists abroad would like to come to Nigeria and say want to go and see
mountains.
Transcorp or want to go and see. No.
Because they have much more than that.
They've seen it all. They are coming from luxury destination, so they are coming to explore the rustic language of our cultural diversity in view. I remember vividly when the former president of United States came visiting Nigeria. I'm talking about Bill Clinton. They took him to Shafwa, clay, portrait. Just to see how this thing has been made. Do you understand? So nobody is coming to come and see your high-rising, skyscrapers. No, because it's not our way of life. But you need to seal our template. Like if you visit Lakapine Tropicana, you see the African team resort, whereby you can sleep with your, in a mud house, to experience it. That would be a good way to promote our tourism, cultural, and hospitality way.
But it seems like we're having more of the event-based tourism showcasing Nigeria more than the culture and the heritage of the nation.
Yes, meeting incentive conference and exhibition should be a way of promoting tourism.
Certainly.
Because if you have a MICE event, people calendarize it, and they say, I want to attend this event, they will come. The influx of those people, when they will stay in a hotel, they will eat Nigerian food, they will feel the culture, they will feel the music. Just like, music tourism is, is global. If you are following Davido, before his wedding, he toured the American states. And you can imagine the magnetic personality of that, our icon, Davido. So a lot of activities like that can be put in place so that can drive tourism, culture, and hospitality industry in Nigeria. So they are not coming to come and see the skyscrapers, skyscrapers in different areas in Nigeria. No, they won't come and see
because they have better.
Because they want to see the way we are eating with our amala, our hand. Oh, you can even have it. I have a friend who's from Germany. He has toured actually every state in Nigeria. The guy likes to eat with his hand. He said he wants to experience it. He wants to eat our ewedu. He wants to eat our amala. He wants to eat our gari. He wants to eat our ofoweri. He wants to eat our tuwok shafi. He wants to eat our pounded yam. So that is who we are. That is who we are. The culture, the diversity, the food, the dance, our clothes, the fashion tourism of this world. You need to see the adire, you need to see the Ankara. So that is what they want to have. That is why if they come, there's a program coming up in December, which is called AgloFest, whereby the Nigerians or the people in diaspora will come to Nigeria, to come and explore the beauty of African, culture. And by the time they are coming, we're going to have what we call naming ceremony for them. So by changing their name from Richard to Babafemi or something like that. Yes. So naming tourism. So we can have them. We are going to deck in our attire to say, okay, wow, this is what you want to do. From today, your name is D, because they are trying to trace their roots back to the African continent.
So instead of calling them JP whenever you get down to Israel,
yes.
Okay. So now that you have said this, it's taking me to my next question, because I've seen this many times, especially when it comes in the social space where they say Nigeria suffers identity crisis. The people of Nigeria, that Nigeria suffers. Why don't you think so? Because of course they have made very valid points, and from everything you have said now, it supports the point, because we are so focused on creating an image and leaving aside who we truly are. So just think about it. If Nigeria in the last couple of years has heavily invested in cultural tourism, where our outfits are widely accepted. Now, let me also say that we're now, I don't know who is pushing for, but there's a silent push of a unified kind of uniform. So here, or uniform system. So here in Nigeria, many schools import their uniform from outside Nigeria, here, particularly private schools. And you know that we have much more private school these days because of the inadequacies or inefficiencies of the public schools. Now, if we were to agree that Nigeria does not have identity crisis, we have Ankaras, we have local fabrics that can be used to create uniforms. Why don't we do that if we don't have identity crisis?
Yeah, I don't think we have identity crisis. It depends whoever that is trying to push whatever you are talking about.
Okay.
You know, for instance, the government will not say, for you to set up a school, you must wear Ankara. No, they won't do that. Okay. It's like, even those uniforms we are talking about, some are made locally here. You don't need to import a school uniform because you want to establish a school. I don't think that is a valid point. But what I'm saying here is that if we have a structure in place that you want to promote tourism, and don't forget that tourism is a big business. The government must be aware of this, that it's a big business, and the only way they can diversify the economy is through tourism. Now, the uniform we are talking about, the Ankara you are talking about, people engage in such activities. We are trying to establish what we call Ankara Social Festival, whereby people can begin to see that with your uniform, with your Ankara, it's what we call Ashwebi, because they make a lot of money from that. Our fabrics, our textile industry, they make a lot of money through that. And Ankara is timeless. That is why you see people like Okonjo-Iweala. Anytime she appears, she has to deck in Ankara, style. And that does not mean that she cannot wear the Oyibo kind of outfit. Okay, so it depends about the culture. It's because about the people. It's because about the language, what you want to preach about. But once government align that this is the way to go. For instance, look at the governor of Cross River, the former governor. I'm talking about Donald Duke. Everybody knows him tomorrow as Mr. Tourism, because that is his flagship of governance as at that time. So you must align. Once you do that, my brother and sister, everybody will key into it.
All right.
Everybody will key into it.
Okay.
And there's a projection that in 2030, Africa is going to generate about $160 billion in tourism.
Yes.
Of course, we're still talking about Nigeria. How do we position ourselves properly for this, so that we don't just become, sleeping giants, but can actually position the nation for a global tourist center? You've talked about policies, or beyond policies.
Yeah, that is why we're trying to have. That's 54 countries around, in African continent is huge. We are talking about billions of people around the world. Yeah. I mean, in that continent. So, at African Union, you must know that with tourism, they can connect the entire African continent. That is what this free trade zone is, is being pushed by, some, financial sectors. Okay, so Nigeria, as it is, has the great opportunities because of our population.
Certainly.
Because of what our population, over 250 million people. If you engage in $1,000, multiply it, that's a lot of money. So you can consume what you have if Nigerian government should be able to see it as a way of diversifying the economy. Our food, people will come from everywhere to come and explore Nigeria. Because Nigeria is fascinating.
Right.
They will come and engage it in different area of, tourism sectors. If it is music, the sport area. So, because of what? our population. So that is also a good example for us to promote domestic tourism.
Okay. Now let me ask finally. You have clearly stated out that Nigeria has all it takes to thrive in the tourism sector.
Certainly, yes.
We have the lands, we have the culture, we have the people, we also have the numbers.
Yes.
That can make us thrive, especially in tourism.
Yes.
So do you see tourism becoming a real alternative revenue? A real alternative to oil revenue in Nigeria in the next decade?
Yes.
Yes. What are the possibilities?
You see, like I said to you the other time, that tourism, I mean, oil is a major contributor to our national GDP right now. But if we are smart with it, we use the oil money to do all our tourism infrastructure. And in the next few years to come, tourism will be a mainstay, whereby it will generate a lot of revenue for us. Like I said, the population is a good number for us. Look at Lagos State, for instance, about over 20 million people. People engage on daily activities, daily tourism activities, from the business element of it, from the food side of it, from the transportation. Do you know how much they are making in transportation alone? And as they are doing that, there's been ticketed. They get money to the coffers of the Lagos State government. So everywhere, people can begin to travel. There's nothing wrong if I take a tour from Lagos to Calabar. I have to buy my ticket down to on road to explore the road. If you want to come from Calabar to Abuja, you have to come. If you want to do train, you do train, fastest train. I was in Dubai many years back where they launched driverless train. There's no driver. It's just a button. They are being smart about it. So everything likes with tourism, like I said, it's the ecosystem of governance. Every aspect of governance is about tourism. Your agriculture is about tourism. Your mining is about tourism. Your sport is about tourism. Your environment, is about tourism. Like there's what we call Conference of Parties, which is taking place in Brazil in the next month, specifically from November 10th to 20th of November. Where the whole world gather to talk about climate change, because the heart is burning. Okay, so there's going to be, a friendly green environment, so that your environment must be green, must be sustainable for people to live. Okay, so and people are making a lot of money from that. Only on climate change, about green economy, renewable things. So it's the neat thing for us, whether we like it or not.
All right. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you so much, Ambassador, for joining us on the show today. It's been quite an enlightening one. And honestly, we look forward to having a Nigeria where we can fully max out our potentials, because we have so many potentials, but we don't max that out.
Do you know that even our wedding is also part of an attraction?
Absolutely.
A traditional marriage.
Traditional marriages.
Traditional
Absolutely.
marriage. People get engaged. If you are to go to Lagos now for a wedding, that is your attraction for you to go to Lagos.
Right.
Owambe.
Thank you.
All right, so we have been with Ambassador Ayo Omotosho. Thank you so much for giving us your time today on the show.
Bless God.
All right.
Thank you for having me on Rapid Television. I like what you are doing here. I like your studio. It's fascinating. I'd like to come back again.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, back to me and my guys sitting right here in the studio. Tourism, super important, and we cannot I'm loving the fact that most of the social media influencers or public figures are now trying to document memories of some of these places that they visit. They go, oh, this is a National Children's Park and Zoo. This is where I'm going. In fact, I have saved up multiple destinations that I'm going to dirty the December with.
Nice.
And I think that the more we promote things like this, the more we promote Nigeria and put in the good light. I know that many times there have been talks that we self-sabotage by our posts, our comments online, our body language, our refusal to follow rules and regulations. But much more than that, we have what it takes to put Nigeria on the global map, especially when it comes especially when it comes to tourism.
Very true. And beyond the federal government, beyond state government, there are communities that have festivals and carnivals that when you hear about them and even get to visit them, you are going to be you're going to be in so much awe, so much amazement to see that these things actually happen in some communities in our country, Nigeria. One in my community known as the Egoba Festival, that is in River State, right? Every August, people travel from all around the city. Most times, when I was even younger, people travel from overseas, and then they come down to be part of this particular carnival. But in recent times, again, it has lost momentum as it used to. We have the New Yam Festival, which was very popular at some point, but how popular is it again now? So I think the revival, of tourism is really going to help position us in better place as a nation. South Africa will say, come and live in South Africa, or come experience joy in South Africa. Or it's going to be that one slogan that we can call or put in Nigeria to say, hey, maybe come thrive in Nigeria.
Well, I love it. I love what is happening with the Ojodoba Festival. It wasn't popular. It was just one shot, one video that put it out there.
It was
and it blew up. It blew up, and I mean, a lot of people are now starting to travel, for these festivals. I'm happy that we're reviving it one step at a time. Right. And the moment we're able to identify that there's a problem or there's a gap there, and we're trying to fill it or having conversations to fill it up, it means that our solution is not far-fetched.
Very true.
And this will bring us to the end of our conversation here today on Rapid Dawn. It has been a thrilling Thursday morning, and I bet you know that Friday is definitely going to be as awesome as possible. Let's remind you that we are active across social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, which is now X, and on TikTok at Rapid TV. On YouTube, we replay most of the episodes that we have here on TV, so you can watch, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking at every point in time. It is at Official Rapid TV. Just so you don't miss out on any one of our programs, we are live on the website every single day of the week at www.rbnradiotv.com. My name is Martha Alu.
And of course, my name is Victor RK.
See you tomorrow.